So I'm Catherine Branch. I'm really happy to be here having the chance to talk about my use of safety nets like Medicaid and SSI and food stamps. I have cerebral palsy, and so I had the opportunity to rely on these supports while I was going through my undergrad and graduate school. It played a huge role in my life, in that my family, as emotionally and wonderfully supportive as they have been, financially and practically, were less able to help me out than some of my colleagues as I went through school. And without the supports of SSI and of Medicaid and of food stamps, I wouldn't have been able to be a full-time undergraduate student and graduate student. And that, as we all know, is a huge stepping stone, building block to create a life that is meaningful and impactful. So I guess I'm 27 now, and I just missed the change in legislation that allows younger folks to stay on their family's medical insurance until they are 26. So I, when I was 21, needed to find another option to take care of myself and the needs that come with a disability and other things. So I explored SSI and Medicaid only as an adult. There's stigma, I think, associated with using Medicaid and using SSI and using food stamps, but, and I struggle with that because you want to be open about your gratitude for these safety nets or supports that, for me, they played a huge role. They're the only reason that I was able to pay my rent while I was full-time in school, to take care of myself, to keep myself in my own best state of health, to go to PT, to have doctor's appointments, to get all the various kinds of supports that I needed. Every time I go I went to the doctor while I was using this coverage, I mean, it's a huge gift to be able to not neglect self-care and healthcare while you're building your life independently and learning how to be self-sufficient. I mean, all of us go through this. It's not a disability issue, it's a human issue. And I think it's amazing that our country has these supports in place for those of us that need it when we need it. I went through my undergrad, I finished my master's. I'm a flutist, a classical flutist, and I was in music school for years. And now I have the chance to work full-time at University of Rochester. I live in Western New York, and I work at a program called the Institute for Innovative Transition that supports access to college, inclusive higher education for folks with developmental and intellectual disabilities, which is huge. And I also work in music and arts advocacy, and it's a wonderful life. Do you know what I mean? I'm so happy to be doing what I'm doing. It feels really meaningful to go to work every day. And without the education that I got, without the supports I got, without the help that I got from SSI, from Medicaid, I wouldn't have been able to get here to do what I'm doing. And it was just a few months ago when I started my full-time job at University of Rochester and was able to have the benefits and the income that come with having a job like that. It's a wonderful thing. I was able to make a phone call to the Social Security office, as you do, to report changes and shifts in your life. And it was, so often we call worried, did I report things right? Did I tell them what I need to tell them? Am I gonna lose my benefits? This was a joyful call to say that I no longer needed the supports that were for a long time really vital to my well-being and self-care and life sustainability, And I called and I said, guys, thank you. I'm done. I'm okay for now. Of course, who knows what lies in the future, but right now, the supports that I had allowed me to build a life that is sustainable.